Shabbat Shalom Lekulam. Zot Shamir. Remember our words Zot and Ze. Zot Chana, feminine. Ze, Peter, masculine. Here we have our first verse as we enter into the book of Devarim. Ele HaDevarim. These are the words Asher Diber Moshe, that Moshe spoke, El Kol Yisrael, to all of Israel, Be'ever HaYarden, beyond the Jordan, B'midbar, in the wilderness, Ba'arava, Mol Suf, and then we get into names, Bain Paran, Uvein Tofel, Ve Lavan, Va Chatzerot, Vedi Zahav. Now Moshe in the book of Devarim is giving his final words and recounts of everything that has happened and the things that will be after. And then if we skip over to Luke 24:44, Hosif ve Amar lahem, he added and he said to them, Ele Devarai. So this is the same as saying Ele Devarim. Devarai has a first common singular suffix. So Ele Devarai, these are my words, Asher Dibarti, that I spoke, Alechem, to you, Be'od Shechayiti Imachem. Sarik Sheyitkayem, so it is necessary that it will come up or happen, Kol HaKatuv, so everything written, Alai, concerning me, Betorat Moshe, so in the Torah of Moshe, U Vanevi'im, and the prophets, U Vatehilim, and the Psalms. So here Yeshua leaves his final words and instructions to the disciples who represent Israel before his ascension. And then in Lucas, also 24:48, he also adds a verse from Isaiah, Atem Edim, La Devarim Ha'ele. So you are witnesses to these things, or to these words. And then if we go to Yeshayahu 43:10 or Isaiah 43:10, we see that the same phrase is used, Atem Edai. So you are my witnesses. Ne'um Yahweh. In Lucas it just says Atem Edim, you are witnesses. I think I might have said previously that it's my witnesses, but Atem Edim, it's just you are witnesses. And here in Isaiah it says Atem Edai, so you are my witnesses. So Ed is a witness, and this is more of like a judicial kind of idea, that you're literal witnesses to these things, to testify. And we use that word testify, but it's really a judicial term. And like often Christians will say that the Bible, the Torah, is legalistic, and it is. It's a legal document filled with legal terminology, and then we see some of that legal terminology used here. Okay, so again with Isaiah 43:10, Atem Edai, Ne'um Yahweh, others or speaks Yahweh, the Abdi, and my servant, Asher Bacharti. That was interesting that Yeshua uses this term, Atem Edim, because then when we go to Isaiah 43, it actually speaks about him. When it says, the Abdi, my servant, Asher Bacharti, that I chose, Lema'an Tede'u Veta'aminu Li, in order that you will know and you will believe me. And we have heard Yeshua use this phrase to li, to believe me, to know me, vetavinu, and understand, ki anihu. So this is anihu is like the I am statement. Yeshua uses this phrase 51 times in the apostolic writings. The Fanai lo notzar, so before me there's lo notzar el, so no God created before God, ve'acharei, and after, ve'acharai, and after me, lo hiye, it will not be. So again, hiye is also the verb to be, so that's actually connected to the anihu, and this is the phrase that Yahweh uses with Moshe when he says, I am sent. Who shall I say sent me? He says, I am, or I will be that I will be, or I am that I am. So all of those ideas are coming from some of these phrases, like ki anihu. And often this gets washed over in the apostolic writings, actually. One of the more famous ones is the Exodus scene where Yeshua is walking on the water and the disciples are afraid, and some in English text just has it says like, it is I, but he actually says anihu or egoemi, so he's using this divine term to describe himself. And again, we often tend to focus on the wrong elements when we look at these stories involving Yeshua, like walking on the water. But that is an Exodus theme. There's a lot to discuss with that. Obviously, we can't do it here, but just know that everything that Yeshua says and does is coming from the Torah, the Tanakh. He's not making anything up. And of course, in the end, everybody has to do their own research. We all have brains, we all have minds. Don't let anybody draw you into their ideas, including me. You can go and look up what I've said. You can do your own research, but actual research, like some scholarly materials. I mean, like scholarly commentary. You don't have to believe everything everybody says. Again, you don't have to accept everything everyone says, but do some research of your own. And that is it. So Shabbat Shalom. I pray that your going in and coming in and going out will be blessed, and your Shabbat will be quiet. Until next time, lehitrot. Bye bye.